Throughout the previous modules and lessons, we looked at how WordPress stores its data. What is its content model? So everything from the posts that we're creating to the categories and terms that we associate with the posts. Then we looked at the newest member of the WordPress content family, which is the block. How this new type of markup combined with JSON attributes allows us to build composable layouts and content structures. So previously, with everything being unstructured in the post content, right, just HTML tags with some shortcodes, now has this fundamental structure. Not only that, we also support nesting, so we can put blocks inside blocks. Overall, this has given us a flexible set of tools that we can reuse to build new kinds of things. So this is what this module is about. Before we get to building completely new blocks from scratch, we're going to look at how to extend blocks and what WordPress provides out of the box for that purpose. So we'll look at patterns. You can think of them as the starter templates. So if we use the kitchen analogy, WordPress is a pretty well-equipped kitchen out of the box. But every time you wanted to make croissants, for example, or bread, you would need to follow different recipes. So these starter templates are essentially your recipes, things to avoid repetition in your daily editorial work. With starter templates, you get to predefine these starter kits essentially. That really simplifies the life of your editors. Then we're going to look at the variations or block presets. So these work at the block level. A good example of that is the embeds block. So whenever you're inserting a YouTube embed, you're supposedly picking the YouTube embed block. But in reality, it is the same embed block. It's just pre-configured to accept YouTube. And it's also just more familiar and easier for the users to find it. They know when they want to embed a YouTube video, so they're probably going to be looking for a YouTube instance of that embed block. And you can get to a point where you can pre-configure or add multiple variations of existing blocks for your own purposes. In a similar fashion, we have styles. Styles is, as the name says, custom looks. So it allows you to configure, let's say, a paragraph block to look like a notice or a highlight of some important information. So instead of applying the background color and the foreground color for the text, every time you want to kind of highlight something within your content, you can introduce a style. So you just create a paragraph, apply that style, and it automatically gets formatted in that way. And more importantly, you can reuse it across your site. And then if you change your mind of how that should look, you can actually adjust it. We'll look at also the settings, so the features that are available and can be configured for any block out of the box. So things like the alignment options or the color options or the fonts, for example. These are all things you don't have to build. WordPress already has support for it and can provide the controls in the block editor and also helps you with rendering these things. So let's look at extending blocks using the methods that we just outlined.